Hello, Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Aries, today we're going to go over your past, present, as well as your future and the ultimate outcome of your current situation. So, with all that being said, Aries, let's get started. So, for your overall energy for your reading for today, we do have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Typically, when I get this card, it kind of reminds me of like the Hermit, Four of Swords, and Tarot. So, you could be dealing with a Virgo, possibly a Libra. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but we'll see ultimately why you're getting this card and how it resonates with your reading for today, Aries. But with all that being said, let's get started. For Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus. For Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus. All right, Aries, in the past, we do have the Ace of Swords. Your current energy is the Magician. And in the near future, we do have the King of Swords. As far as the ultimate outcome is concerned, we do have the Four of Cups. For some of you, could be dealing with a Cancer, possibly an air sign strongly. So a Gemini, Libra, possibly even an Aquarius, or a Virgo, as I mentioned. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Okay. This to me feels like this to me kind of feels like an energy of somebody trying to like wiggle their way back into your life all over again. They could be an air sign strongly. So an Aquarius strongly, possibly a Libra, maybe even a Gemini or a water sign. So a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but there's somebody here that's trying to like wiggle their way back into your life all over again. Whoever this person is, though, Aries, it doesn't look like you personally want anything to do with them. I feel like you're still kind of hung up on what this person put you through or what this person did to you is basically what I'm getting. It's just an energy of you essentially feeling like this person like did you wrong in some way, shape, or form. That's the energy that I see you harnessing towards this particular person. You're looking at them like they did you wrong in some way, shape, or form, and you haven't moved past it and or gotten over it. All right, let's look at this Ace of Swords energy, shall we? Oh, okay. So, all right. We have the Ace of Swords, so Two of Pentacles, so the Page of Wands, and then we also have the Five of Wands. Whoever this person is, it's somebody who has been wanting to contact you for quite some time now. I just feel like they've been on the fence about contacting you due to like the way things initially played out between the two of you. It just kind of looks like the two of you ended things on a really, really bad note is basically what I'm getting, because something clearly happened here with that Five of Wands coming out here. So this Five of Wands could definitely represent like a really big disagreement, a really big fight / argument. But I feel like they've been wanting to have a conversation with you about whatever occurred here between the two of you. I just feel like they've been on the fence about it. You know, mainly because they don't really know if, you know, you honestly want to have a, you know, sit down and have a conversation with them, you know, about whatever occurred here between the two of you in the past. So then there's that. They want to have a sit down, you know what I mean, and have a conversation with you about whatever happened here between the two of you in the past. They just don't know if you're open to having a sit down with them. All right, tell me more about this Magician, shall we? Okay. We have the Nine of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles, and then we also have the Hierophant. Okay, I'm getting a few different things. So take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. For some of you, this could definitely represent a family member of yours. If this is a family member of yours, there's just an energy of them essentially feeling like, you know, they should really, really try their hardest to fix and repair things here with you because, you know, you guys are family. You guys have to deal with one another. For others of you, this doesn't have to be, technically speaking, a family member, but there's something about we have to deal with one another. So let's just talk about this. Let's just move past this because, you know, we got to deal with one another. So that's kind of making me feel like it could be like a family member. You know, that's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. I mean, this could honestly be anyone, Aries. This could definitely represent somebody that, you know, you currently find yourself dating, which they just so happen to have a child and or children with someone else, you know what I mean? But you and this particular individual are not getting along. But, you know, since you're dating, you know, said person and said person has to deal with this other individual, you know what I mean? It's like y'all, technically speaking, have to kind of like deal with one another to a degree for the sake of the child involved and or children involved. This could definitely represent, I don't know, somebody that you're currently dating, and you recently had like a really big fight slash argument with like a family member of theirs or a friend of theirs or whatever the case may be. So again, however it resonates, but I am definitely getting the whole, we have to deal with one another, so let's just talk about this, let's just try to move past this because we have to deal with one another. Maybe this was like a coworker, you know what I mean, that you had some type of falling out with, you know what I mean, and since y'all work for the same company, you know what I mean, y'all have to deal with one another, so let's just move past it. I just keep getting that from them. Let's just move past it, let's just move past it, because we have to deal with one another, so let's just move past it, let's just move past it. I just kind of feel like this person hates the fact that there's so much tension and conflict between the two of you, and the fact that you guys, technically speaking, I guess, have to deal with one another just makes things more challenging and more difficult. And this is why this person is, resurfacing back up here for you, wanting to have a conversation with you, wanting to have a sit down with you in hopes that you guys can, try to work it out and move past whatever the heck happened here between the two of you in the past. Now, in the near future, we do have the King of Swords, so let's see what's going on with that. Okay. Yeah, this person's resurfacing back up here for you. Now, it doesn't look like you're going to be too happy about it. It doesn't look like you are going to be too happy about it. Let's just be honest. It doesn't look like you're going to be too happy about it, but they're resurfacing back up here for you. And it is stemming from a place of them wanting to heal things with you. It is stemming from a place of them wanting to move past this really big fight slash argument that occurred here, between the two of you. I just keep getting that they just want to have a sit down. They just want to have a conversation with you. And they want you to hear them out, and they definitely want to hear you out, but they just kind of want to move past it all, to be honest, because it has a lot to do with the fact that, for one, they don't like the tension and conflict between the two of you. And then, well, for two, there's something about, we have to deal with one another. We have to deal with one another. We have to deal with one another. Yeah. With the Page of Wands to the King of Swords, here's one thing that I will say. I feel like this individual that you were experiencing a lot of tension and conflict with, I feel like this person has definitely matured significantly. I will say that. I mean, to go from a Page of Wands to a King of Swords, I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's kind of telling me that this person has definitely grown and matured as an individual. I will definitely give them that. They're not as childish and or mature as they used to be, is basically what I'm getting. And maybe that's why you and this individual, were clashing as much as you guys were. Maybe this individual is very, very immature, especially for their age. Well, it kind of looks like since this big blowout occurred here between the two of you, they've definitely grown and matured a whole lot. I'm also getting that this person has the ability now to like recognize where they essentially went wrong, and own up to it, which is something that this person kind of struggled with in the past. I am definitely getting that. So listen, there's a possibility, you know what I mean? Obviously, if you're open and receptive to it, there's a possibility that things this time around could totally be different between the two of you. Considering the fact that they have grown and matured so much since this last blowout transpired between the two of you, I think that there's a huge possibility that, history is not going to repeat itself in this entire situation. You're not going to find yourself dealing with the same old from this person anymore. But that's, like I said, if you're open and receptive towards working things out with this person. Now, as far as the ultimate outcome is concerned, yeesh. Yeah, you're far more mature than this person. Far more mature than this person. Far more mature than this person. I mean, even though, yeah, they have definitely grown and matured significantly since this last blowout transpired between the two of you, there's still some work that needs to be done, like I said, you know what I mean, on this person's behalf. But I like the fact that this person has definitely grown and matured since this last blowout transpired between the two of you. Anyways, let's get into it. So we do see them coming in, trying to play peacemaker here. We do see this person coming in, wanting to have a sit down with you in hopes that, y'all could just move past whatever the heck happened here between the two of you in the past. And it looks like you're not having it. You're not having it. You are so not having it. With the Two of Swords to the Ten of Swords to the Strength card, yeah, you are so not having it. You are so not having it. Mm-mm. I don't see you being open and receptive towards having a conversation with this person about absolutely nothing. As far as you're concerned, you feel like there is nothing for the two of you to talk about. It's basically what I'm gathering. I just kind of feel like this person I just kind of feel like this person did you wrong in some way, shape, or form. And as far as you're concerned, there is no going back from that. There is no going back from that. There is no going back from that. I feel like all you do want is for this person to stay the hell away from you and leave you the hell alone. That's one thing that I am definitely getting strongly off of you, is that you just want this person to stay the hell away from you, and just leave you the hell alone, to be honest. Because from the looks of it, it looks like you don't really want anything to do with this person. You just don't want anything to do with them. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Cups. We got the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Queen of Pentacles. I do see you receiving an apology, from this person. I do see this person apologizing to you for, whatever it is that they said and or did, and I do see you accepting their apology. But as far as like the two of you, being all buddy all over again, yeah, no, that's not something that I see you wanting to do. I feel like this person has already shown you their true colors. And that was enough for you. That was enough for you, to cause you to want absolutely nothing to do with this person. Going back to this whole retreat energy, it's very similar to the Hermit / Four of Swords and Tarot. Kind of looks like since this big blowout transpired between you and this person, you've been keeping your distance from them and they've been keeping their distance from you. The only reason why they've been keeping their distance from you is because they're under the impression that you don't want to talk to them or that you don't want anything to do with them because of this big blowout that transpired between the two of you. I feel like you've been keeping your distance because this person has already shown you their true colors. You don't need them to show you, their true colors 20 different million fucking times. You know what I mean? Like, you're good. Not only that, but I feel like you've just been protecting your energy and protecting your peace. You also come off to me, which, I mean, I don't blame you, but you come off to me as somebody who just does not have patience for immature people like them. Like, you just don't have patience, you know what I mean, for immature people like them is basically what I'm getting. Listen, even though this person has definitely grown and matured significantly since this last blowout transpired between the two of you, you still perceive them as somebody who's still childish, still immature, still loves drama and all of that stuff. And you just don't want anything to do with it, to be completely honest. You just don't want anything to do with it. And to be honest, I'm going to agree with you. I think that there's still some more growing up, I would say, that needs to take place, on this person's behalf. Yeah, I think that there is still a lot of growing up that needs to take place on this person's behalf. I mean, I will agree with you on that. I think that, they're not as, mature as you are, but, it's something that I do see this person, working on. At the end of the day, I feel like life will always be your best teacher. And I feel like life has been teaching them that it's time for them to mature. It's time for them to grow up. It's time for them to approach moments of adversity with people differently. I kind of feel like in the past, this was that type of person that would like handle moments of adversity super childish. They would allow their anger to get the best of them and things like that. And it's like, I get it. You just come off to me as somebody who just is way too mature for that shit. And to be honest, doesn't have patience for people who are, immature. I just think that you expect this person to act their age, and the fact that they can't, act their age. I mean, this is another reason why I feel like you feel like having a conversation with this person about absolutely anything is just completely and utterly pointless. So, I mean, I don't blame you for wanting to protect your energy from this person. And I also don't blame you for not wanting anything to do with this person. At the end of the day, you're just protecting your energy. And like I said, this person already shown you their true colors. You're not trying to sit around and, wait for this person to show you who they really, really are even more. Like, you're good on that. So, unfortunately for them, there will be no reconciliation, between the two of you. I think that you might be more open and receptive towards having a conversation with them when they grow and mature a little bit more. Because right now, I mean, they are showing up as a King of Swords, but you're coming across as a Queen of Pentacles. So that's kind of telling me that, No, you may not be open and receptive towards reconciling with them right now, but maybe at a later date when this person grows and matures a little bit more, maybe you'll be more open and receptive towards having a conversation with them. But I feel like it's going to take a lot of growing up and maturing that needs to take place on their end first before you sit down and have a conversation with this person about absolutely anything. Until then, you're going to continue to protect your energy from this person, and just, stay away from them in hopes that they stay away from you. So, with that being said, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.